Hello everyone, it's DuckFaden07. Today we are playing Satoru CONVOKE BREW, and this brew is using Satoru incredibly because we got so much creatures that trigger it that can be played for free. So we got 4 Memnites, we got 4 Ornithopters, we got Hello Hoppers that also have Convoke and trigger Satoru. We got these 8 creatures which also can trigger Satoru if we got 5 creatures to play it for full Convoke cost. Also Solitudes, 2 in the main, 2 in the side, so lot of ways to trigger Satoru. Also by adding black we get Orcish Bowmasters, which is also great creature for a Convoke shell and help us support Stain the Mind in the sideboard. Also the new card Requisition Raid is like a staple for all Convoke builds ever. In Pioneer, in Modern, you have to play this card in the sideboard because it's a hate but it's also a win condition for Convoke deck, especially those Boros versions playing Gleeful Demolitions. So you're putting counter on all your creatures. That is like already what you want to do, and then you're also destroying artifacts, enchantments. It's really crazy. It's like a perfect sideboard card. But also we got Umori because in the main we got all creatures, and people are saying like the 2 Solitude is too little interaction, but this deck can go very quickly, can just overwhelm the board, go very wide, attack through your creatures, and don't care about your their bigger creatures just blocking your small ones. You still get through with the damage. And yeah, okay, so but of course we still have to remove few crucial creatures. So we have 2 Solitudes in the main, 2 in the side, and Pylons as my removal of choice. Also Knight Errant of Fierce help us find Solitudes with its ability. So I think 6 removal total is plenty for this type of build. Also we got Bowmasters to kill small creatures. Okay, so other than that we got Requisition Raid as I already mentioned, and we got Stain the Mind. This card is incredible. This card wins so many games. You just for 0 mana, basically in this deck you just choose a card and search opponent's library, hand and graveyard for any number of that card and just exile them. They don't draw a card, they don't make any tokens, you just exile them, that's it. Okay, so it's basically it's really crazy, and it wins you a lot of games when you're playing against Creativity, against a Titan, Living End, the Crashing Footfalls, whatever, all these decks that depend on one card, like also Yawgmoth. It's really incredible card, and it's very easy supported in this build, and it will consistently, you will be able to cast this turn 2 or turn 3 without much problems. Sanctifier hates on Reanimator strategies such as Gorios, but also it can be decent against a Scam, of course. So yeah, okay, that is it. Pretty simple sideboard inclusions, and yeah, I think we can go to the gameplay. Okay, so I played 2 leagues with this deck, both ended up 4-1, and I had a very good feeling about this build. I was really impressed how it performed. And okay, so let's check out some gameplay and how it went. Here I decided to keep Bowmaster and Warden. I was playing against Affinity. Okay, I was posting this week and last week about my Affinity list. My idea was to play Hello Hopper in Affinity, just triggering the new card Simulacrum, whatever it's called. I'm not even sure right now, because Hello Hopper is such a good card, triggering both Satoru and the new 3 mana artifact, which is just incredible in Affinity. Here it is, Simulacrum Synthesizer. Yeah, that is the name, and it's a really incredible card for Affinity. And I played this. It's a similar actually shell, just Satoru, Memnites, Ornithopters, Synthesizers, Urza Sagas, and free creatures. But I had much better experience with this build than with Affinity so far. I'm not saying affinity is bad, just I didn't find really a good list I'm happy with so far. Okay, so I played like 5 leagues with affinity, and best I did was like 2-3, so that's pretty bad. I definitely had some variance in my case, but yeah. Okay, so here opponent goes for Thought Monitor. I remove one of the constructs, but they now have 2 synthesizers, making 2 constructs is just too much. They're too high on life, and that is the game. Okay, let's check out game 2. Okay, let's check the sideboarding plan. Of course, we are bringing in the Requisition Raid, new card, and just trimming a couple of Solitudes, Hello Hopper, and that's basically just 3 for 3. Okay, here I start with the Clarion Spirit. I have Esper Sentinel. It's hard for them to play around Esper Sentinel. Okay, so here I have already a lot of creatures here, a lot of options, and I can go for Knight Errant, I can go for Loxodon. I decide to go for Knight Errant first, grab Orcish Bowmasters, and Orcish Bowmasters, it's pretty hard for them to play, and here it is, like really incredible. Turn 3, just so much happened this turn, and the board state after this is just incredible. It's just so good that I was even able to beat this silly board state, like Simulacrum Synthesizer with Companion and Monitor, making 2 construct tokens. It just didn't matter, I was still able to win here, just got too much going on. Okay, also I surveilled top of my library, leaving another Bowmaster there, grow my Warden. Warden is really good threat in a position like this. I should have stayed back with one smaller creature that can jump the big construct. That was a slight fail, but never mind, it's still totally fine. Opponent goes for Fomori and attacks with a single construct, and I just let this go through. Opponent has 0 creatures, 0 cards in hand, sorry, so I have lethal here. I think whatever they do, I should have lethal. Okay, my opponent blocks with all their blockers, and I go for the Bowmaster, and even without Bowmaster I still had lethal, but yeah, okay. That is it. Let's check out game 3. Really insane turn 3 there, that even helped me beat the synthesizer. And okay, let's check out game 3. I think key for beating affinity is a Bowmaster in this matchup. Okay, here I go, turn 1 Sentinel, and unfortunately they're playing first, so, but I have incredible turn 2 here. I can go Bowmaster, Ornithopter, play Knight Errant of Fierce. That's I think pretty sweet turn 2. They had good turn 2 also, but yeah. Okay, here I go for the Bowmaster, kill the Memnite, play my Memnite, play Knight Errant, find Satoru and the Loxodon. So next turn I can go Satoru, Ornithopter, draw a card, play Venerated Loxodon, but I draw even better card. As I said, I think key for winning this matchup is Bowmaster. So it's pretty sweet to draw cards with Satoru too, so there is a bit of dilemma what to play there, but I also draw Requisition Raid for a turn. As I already said, this is insane card for this archetype, putting counter on all my creatures and still like destroying artifact. This is just staple for the end of times for all Convoke decks in all formats. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, okay, really cool. Just two new cards impacting this archetype really significantly. Okay, so that is match 1. Let's check out match 2. We'll go through the wins first as usual. Okay, also what I like about this deck is access to Umori in the game 1 and in a lot of games too. You will notice this, that I rarely, you don't, there are really some specific cards in the sideboard, like there is Requisition Raid, which you only need against decks where you need to kill some significant artifacts on your enchantments, but okay, so here I go for Venerated Loxodon. I think that's ideal choice here. My opponent plays Grief and then goes for the Lily. I'm forced to sack a creature here, but overall in pretty decent situation. I attack with the bigger, with the Warden Lily, and the Loxodon goes to the face. Opponent plays Sheldred and they tick up Lily, discarding the Bowmaster. And now I can get flying on Warden, just kill the Lily, and opponent now really can't attack through all my creatures. And you will see that Umori really can be significant, and I think Umori helped me win 2 or 3 matches in this league, so it really was significant. Okay, so I go for Umori and Ornithopter there, getting Flyer Spirit token, growing my Warden, still staying back with Warden as a blocker for Sheldred and Loxodon, Umori of course. Okay, so little by little Sheldred draining me here, but I got the card I need here. It was Venerated Loxodon, making my 2 4/4s 5/5s, so I can attack through Sheldred. So this situation getting better and better for me. I have plenty of jumpers and plenty of turns to still try to do something before Sheldred's ability gets me. Okay, I go for lethal here. They have to block, so they decide to trade with Sheldred and do the Surveil. And yeah, they concede this game. They weren't able to get back. And let's check out game 2. As I said, there are some very specific cards in the sideboard, like Stay in the Mind. You just play this against decks that have a single card that you can really hurt them by removing this. And Requisition Raid, it's also a very specific sideboard card. So a lot of cards, lot of matchups, you will still have Umori post board. And I think that's really good. So you still have access to Umori in both of games. And okay. But in those specific matchups where you need the cards like Raid or Stay in the Mind, you still have access to them, so that is really sweet. Okay, here opponent Bowmasters, my Bowmaster, then I Bowmaster, they Bowmaster, and my Orc Army token survives. That's pretty cool here. Okay, so now I have a lot to do here. I was hoping to draw a card here, but opponent has a Fatal Push. Satoru is really powerful, strong card, but in comparison to the Beanstalk, Satoru is a fairer card because it's a creature. You can bolt it in response to trying to draw cards or whatever, and it's also legendary, so you can have multiples, so it can't get extremely crazy like that Bean turns, but it's still like really powerful card. And okay, here I go, Solitude their Bowmaster. Opponent knows they're lost, they just not that after all for the memes. And that is the match. Really quick match there against Red Black Scam. And let's go check out match 3. Okay, obviously had to mulligan, no lander, and I keep a decent hand here. Clarion Spirit helps me produce tokens. Well, obviously I was playing against Amulet, which is not easy matchup, so I probably want to put a Bowmaster on the field as quickly as possible, but when I draw Hello Hopper for a turn, I decide to just try to be as aggressive as I can and just play the Clarion Spirit and Memnite immediately to be able to play the Hollow Hopper. Okay, now I go for the Bowmaster and play the Venerated Loxodon on turn 3. Plus Bowmaster can be a problem against hands when they have stuff like when they have hands with the One Ring, so Bowmaster can really win some games there. Okay, here they have a double amulet and they find 6 mana, so they go for the Titan. And yeah, okay, so they have double amulet of figure, so they really can do a lot here. But after all this, opponent copies a Titan with Mirror Pool. So now I'm expecting haste land. I'm expecting a haste land, but something, yeah, opponent only had Henveer Battlements here, so they're not able to give a +2 to their Titans, which means they are short of 4 damage here to win. But opponent finds 8 mana. And yeah, they can go for the Dryad Arbor and play another land to finish me off with the Valakut triggers. So they find a lethal anyway. And yeah, let's check out how it went in game 2. Okay, so I mulliganed one lander, and just to keep very similar one lander with 5. So yeah, it would be better if I just was able to keep those 7, but it's still fine. Opponent also had a slow hand similar to me, and I'm again struggling to find a land. I can find that second land, and finally here it is. I can choose to go for the Bowmasters and stay in the mind, but I figured they can play Titan next turn, so I can just go stay in the mind next turn probably, unless of course they play the ring, but they didn't do that. Instead they played the Grazer again to ramp themselves a bit, and now I was able to play Stay in the Mind, play the Venerated Loxodon and then Stay in the Mind and exile all their Titans, and this was really good because I think they had 2 of Titans in their hand, so just this Stay in Mind just wins the game on the spot here. I exiled 2 Titans from their hand. There's just some problem with the replay. It probably won't show till the end, but I was able to here to just exile all their Titans. And it's important to note that with Stay in the Mind, they don't draw cards or create tokens for the card you exiled. They just go to exile and that's it. Okay, so that's it. Will this screen unfreeze? Yeah, that is it. I just took their Titans and that was the game. Let's check out game 3. So I was able to win this with the mulligan to 5, and then in game 3 I find Requisition Raid. Of course, let's check out the sideboarding plan. Pretty simple, just both Requisition Raids and Stay in the Minds are really strong in this matchup, so bringing both of those in. And opponent here, I definitely want to destroy the Urza Saga. I try to slow them down as much as I can. Next turn, probably just go for another Requisition Raid on Amulet. And also I get to play like Esper Sentinel. Okay, I play the Sentinel and kill the Amulet, just pass the turn. I have Solitude. Solitude is like often in this matchup prolonging at least for a turn. Okay, unfortunately here I was missing one creature to be able to play Knight Errant of Eos for free. But that's alright, I still got the Knight Errant of Eos ability, putting 2 Bowmasters into my hand. This is incredible against the One Ring, and yeah, of course they play 4 One Rings. Also I get to draw a card here from Esper the Sentinel, so that is great too. They have protection this turn, so I can just play my Bowmasters and play Venerated Loxodon, draw another card from Satoru, put bunch of counters on my creatures, and I even find a third Bowmaster. Also just a Solitude here in case they I'm trying to find the white card on the top, so if they play a Titan or Dryad. I have Stay in the Mind here, but they have protection from the One Ring, so I can't actually use it. But the third Bowmasters and the Solitude in hand should be able to seal the deal. Okay, I have a lot of blockers. My Orc Army token is 12-12 right now. And the opponent goes for draw with One Ring and just concedes. That is the match against Titan. Kind of weird game 2, and then just it went crazy with the Bowmasters in game 3. And yeah, that's it. Let's check out match 4. Okay, so here potentially I can have really crazy turn 2, but yeah, of course, as I said, Satoru is not a beanstalk, so it's easier to deal with, and that's completely fine. That's why I like it. It's just easier to deal with it, and I really like the card. I'm happy that I don't feel like it is card that is going to get banned. I really like playing with it, so I wouldn't like for that to happen, and I feel it won't. But also I feel like Satoru is really powerful, and so when you can't stop it, it just goes too crazy and it can take over the game very easily. Okay, so here opponent draws 2 from Flame of Aether, and they have Tidebinder on the field, but I'm growing my Warden here, putting Omori in hand, and I still have ways to win this game. Opponent suspends Ancestral Vision, plays Fairy, starts attacking. Okay, so a lot of good cards you can draw with this deck in situations like this. Okay, I play my Omori here and go for Knight Errant of Eos, looking for creatures, finding 2 Bowmasters, passing the turn. 2 Bowmasters are pretty good here. Okay, opponent goes for a Snapcaster, plays another Flame of Aether, drawing 2 more cards. That is really good for them. Okay, here I go for double Bowmasters and Esper Sentinels. That takes care of the Tidebinder, and I'm able to do ability with Warden here. Have plenty of chump blockers back and attacking, putting my opponent to 3 life. So I'm in a really good position right now. And I go for Warden plus a Solitude, exile the Murktide, and doing another Warden of the Inner Sky ability, continue pressuring my opponent, and I have more than enough to win next turn, and opponent concedes. That is the game. Let's check out game 2. Okay, so in the game 2, let's see the sideboarding plan. So I brought in a Solitudes. When I do this, I often trim on Venerated Loxodons. Okay, also trimming 1 Spirit, a couple of Hello Hoppers. I often trim Hello Hoppers 2 when I'm brought in the Sanctifiers and Whack. Sanctifier is not like really good, but it has pro red and all the removal is red, and it also exiles the Flame of Feiners and the bolts from the graveyard, which is good against their Snapcaster, so there is some use for it. Okay, here opponent plays Valky, takes my Satoru, pushes my Esper Sentinel, so I don't have a lot of options. I decide to go for Solitude there, take the Valky, put Umori to hand and pass the turn. Unfortunately, my opponent has another Valky. Sometimes this Valky can be a problem, just played for 2 mana like this. It's a good card, but I draw into too many lands here, and yeah, that was pretty bad for my situation. Opponent just killing my creature, and I draw another land, so that is the game. Yeah, let's check out game 3. Okay, so I keep a slower land, a slower hand, but I'm playing first, and I can go like a turn 2 Hollow Hopper, then turn 3 Night Errant of Years. That is okay, I think, acceptable. So I go for Memnite here, play my Hollow Hopper, and pass the turns, saving the Ornithopter. If I draw something I can use with it, like Clarion Spirit, whatever. Okay, so here I go for the Esper Sentinel and the Ornithopter, play the Loxodon, put counters on my creatures, especially putting counter on Esper Sentinel. I think here is very good. Unfortunately, opponent has a Valky again, but that's fine. I have decent attackers here, attacking for 7 damage here. That is a lot. I have Umori in hand, which is another very considerable threat right now, which I can play next turn. So even if my opponent has 1 removal for something like Loxodon here, I'm still playing Umori next turn, and the Umori definitely a big creature. It's not easy for them to deal with it. They need Flame of Feiner, and opponent concedes, and that is the match. Okay, so let's now check the defeat. Only defeat in this league. I keep a 1-lander, but pretty decent 1-lander. I'm hoping to draw a land here, then go Memnite and Hollow Hopper. That would be ideal, but unfortunately that didn't happen. And yeah, I was able to play the Hollow Hopper, but opponent played the Bowmasters. I take their Bowmaster, but they have another one, just killing my creatures for free. And then Totsi is taking the Satoru. That would all be fine if I did draw a land, then I would be able to play Satoru, put another counter on Warden, which would make my situation much better. But right now I just wasn't able to do much, and opponent plays Lily, and that is game over. Okay, so let's check out game 2. So I'm playing against Mono Black Scam. Okay, so my opponent is playing the Wreck and the Urza Saga. That is why I brought in the Requisition Raid. Sanctifiers and Wreck are good against Scam, but not really when they have it on turn 2. So I was able to play the Warden and the Clarion Spirit, but opponent has like turn 1 Grief and a removal to follow it, and I'm still okay, but they also find Inquisition to discard my Requisition Raid, and I'm already on 7. I decide to tap out for the Warden ability, which disables me from doing anything to stopping Doughty next turn. So that is it, that is the game. And yeah, okay, definitely it's always hard to play against Grief Scam with all the decks and you just lose, but I'm very happy with this build. Total, I went 8-2 with this build, only losing to Grief Scam. 2 times, and I also was able to beat Scam a few times, as you could see in this league too, but I lost both times against Mono Black Scam when they just had a Grief and Bowmasters and all other cards that hurt me in situations where I have Esper Sentinel or Satoru on the field. But yeah, okay, that is it. I hope you like the league, hope you like the gameplay. I'm at the moment I'm more excited about this build than I am about Affinity, but I'm definitely trying to find more optimized Affinity builds. I already see a lot of them around, but I also probably make version I prefer the most probably next week on my channel. By then, I'm really impressed with Convoke. I think it's a really exciting archetype to still explore, try to see its real power level in the metagame, but I was really impressed today with the performance, and I really liked how good Requisition Raid fits in the sideboard plan, and having Umori as a companion that seems like really impactful. You grab it for 3 mana and then play it later. It often comes up because the deck is really explosive and you put your whole entire hand in the field in the first 3 turns. So yeah, okay. With Umori you still have something to do after that, and it's considerable threat, so I really like it. That is it for today. Thank you for watching. Hope you liked the video, hope you liked the gameplay. Friendly reminder to click like, click subscribe, comment in the video. How do you like this Convoke version in comparison to Boros one and Mono White one, whatever. Okay, so that is it again, and goodbye.